guys, welcome to another video. So today I thought I'd talk to you about something that is very personal to me, something I've experienced. Right now both my kids are sleeping, so this one's gonna be a quick video, probably under the 10-minute mark, just to get it out there. So something I want to talk to you guys about today is called Hyperemesis Gravidarum, and it's something I had in my first pregnancy with my daughter. And what it is it's extreme morning sickness. It is debilitating, it is mentally exhausting, it is physically exhausting. It is something that I hope no mother ever has to go through, even though I know lots of us do. If I look back at both my pregnancies, and if there's one thing I wouldn't want to do again, it's I would never want to go through that ever again. It was probably one of the worst times of my life, because I just felt so unbearably drained. It was just horrible. So I got pregnant with my daughter about very quickly into dating my now husband. We were 6 weeks into dating, and I just wasn't feeling good. Something felt off, and I was living with my now sister-in-law, and I said to her, I just feel off, something's wrong with me, I just don't feel great. I'm gonna get a test. I know I'm not pregnant, but I'm gonna get a test. I was actually on the Depo-Provera shot, and clearly it did not work well for me. So I went to the drugstore, picked myself up a couple pregnancy tests, even got a couple chocolate bars, went home, thought it's gonna be quick, they're gonna be negative, and then I'll go to work, go on with my day. Because what had thrown me off was a couple days earlier, I had thought I got my period, and my periods are always like clockwork. They are 28 days, 7 days long. It is like clockwork, my periods. And I got it, and then had it for a couple hours, and then it just kind of stopped, but it was very light, and I was like, that's never happened before. So I thought I'd go get one, because I'd read something about implantation bleeding, but I thought, no, it's not me, I'm not pregnant, but let's just clear my head, ease my mind. So went home, took the pregnancy test, and almost immediately saw those two pink lines show up. Called my sister-in-law to the bathroom, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? And her exact words were like, take the other one now. So took the other one, again, right away, appeared. I thought, oh great, oh my God, here we go. So we shared the news with my now husband. He took it, I guess, as well as any guy would take it. 6 weeks into dating somebody. We both agreed immediately, you know, this is something that we are going to go through with. We want to have her. At the time, we didn't know what she was going to be, but we wanted to carry on with it. So I was about 4.5 weeks pregnant, and 5 weeks into the day, I started feeling just nauseous, and it was like the world's worst stomach flu had overcome my entire body. And I was just vomiting profusely from morning to night. The only time of day I liked was the first 30 seconds of the morning, when I could wake up and not feel the nausea, and then it would kick in, and I just wanted to die. Honestly, I wanted to die. And it got worse and worse and worse. The nausea and vomiting lasted throughout pretty much the whole pregnancy. It was bad until about 16, 17 weeks is when it finally started to calm down a little bit, where I was able to go on with my day and kind of enjoy my pregnancy a little bit. But it was to the point where I couldn't work, and it affected my work. My bosses didn't know. I was a server at the time. My bosses didn't understand what's going on. They were men. Their wives had never gone through this. My one boss was a little bit more understanding, because his wife had just had a baby, and she was pretty sick throughout the pregnancy. But my other boss was really not understanding. It was really difficult. I thought my job was in jeopardy. I was trying to get my shifts covered, and then I couldn't. I would have to go in, I would be serving tables, and then I'd have to deliver their food, and the smell of everything was just unbearable. I had to keep running to the back and getting sick. It was just the worst time of my life. It got to the point where I couldn't work, and I couldn't even pay my bills. I was living in an apartment with my friend, not expecting to be pregnant. I didn't have enough money for rent. I didn't have enough money to pay my phone bill. I didn't have enough money to buy groceries, nothing. I couldn't eat. I couldn't get off the couch. In the worst time of it, I remember I was laying on the couch in my living room, so defeated, so weak, and so tired. I had lost 15 pounds. I was pale. My stomach ached, my throat ached, my mouth ached from just throwing up so much. And there was a pack of peppermint gum in my bedroom, probably like 15 steps away. And I knew that my boyfriend, now husband, was coming over. around 6 o'clock after he was done work, and this was at about noon. I couldn't even bring myself to get up off the couch to go throw out this pack of gum. And all I wanted deep down was to get it out of my house because the smell was making me so nauseous. So to any woman that's ever gone through this, I am so sorry that you're dealing with this. It is so hard to get through. I mean, you have so many emotions going through. Your hormones are going crazy. A big reason why the doctors thought that I had it was because at about 6 weeks, I ended up in the hospital because I hadn't eaten anything in 4 days and I was just vomiting stomach bile at this point. So I had to go in the hospital, get fluids. They were giving me Maxarin for the nausea, some Gravel through the IV. They did an ultrasound to make sure it wasn't a molar pregnancy, which a molar pregnancy is when the baby just keeps developing and all these cells become one big mass, and you'd actually have to go terminate the pregnancy. It's a horrible, sad thing, and I'm so sorry to anybody that's ever had to go through that. So they did my blood work and noticed that my HCG levels, which is a hormone your body starts producing when you get pregnant, helps the embryo develop into a fetus, all that, were way higher than what they were supposed to be. So their thought was, oh, maybe she's carrying twins, and I'm an identical twin myself, and I thought, oh God, is this what I just got myself into? But they did an ultrasound, wasn't a molar pregnancy, was not twins, it was just one baby hanging around in there. I was just one of those very unlucky few to have the really high HCG levels, and that is what was making me so sick. So it was really hard. So any guys, men, any husbands that are watching their wives go through this, I can't stress enough how much your wife needs you right now, how much your girlfriend needs you, how much your fiance needs you. They need you. They are not doing well. They need help. We have to kind of suck it up and just go on about our day, because you typically don't tell people you're pregnant until about 10 to 12 weeks when you get past that safe period. And when you're going through something like that, and you can barely get yourself out of bed in the morning, but you have to go to work and just suck it up, but you're sitting there just feeling like you're going to die, trying not to throw up at work. It is one of the most humiliating experiences of your life, because I had to tell people, I don't know what's wrong with me, I'm just really sick. Or my bosses thought, oh, she's just trying to get out of work, she's just faking it. Eventually I did have to tell my bosses pretty early, because it was to the point where I couldn't hide it anymore, and I could not go to work. I could not get out of bed. It's something that I've always thought about a lot the last few years. When I got pregnant with my son, that's actually how I knew he was a boy, because I was pregnant and I found out 4 days before my period was even due, because we actually tried for my son, and I was waiting and the nausea just never came. I was a little bit nauseous, but I never threw up with him. I think I did once at like 7 or 8 weeks, but I was never really sick, and I was like, okay, this one's a boy. I know this is a boy, because I'm just hungry and all I want to eat is subs and food and carbs and meat and cheeses. And with my daughter, I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't even put a soda cracker in my mouth. I would have to cook French fries in the oven in the morning and go sit on my porch out in the fresh air to get away from the smell. Let them cool down on the stovetop, and when I could get off the couch, go grab a cold French fry and force myself to eat it. That's how sick I felt. Take the worst food poisoning, stomach flu, anything you've ever had, and times it by 1,000,000, but then you also can't take any medicine for it. And you also have to go to work like that. You can't miss work. You have to go to work. So that's something that I went through, and it was awful. I remember calling my mom and bawling to her and just saying, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I can't go through this. I can't make it through this. I'm broke. I'm exhausted. I'm so sick. I'm humiliated. I'm going to lose my job. This is never going to end. And my mom just said, you gotta keep going. You gotta get through it. You're okay. It's just a couple more weeks. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it. And you know what? I did get through it. Finally, a few weeks into my second trimester, it started to calm down, and I was able to eat a little bit. And in the end, I only gained, I think it was 12 pounds my entire pregnancy. But when I look back, I'm like, okay, well, I lost 15 and I'm adding the 12 just to my original weight. So really I gained like almost 30 pounds, but still, it can be really just awful to go through that. So please, if you know anyone going through it, or if you're going through it, or your other half is going through it, just be there for them. Ask them what they need, help them, get them through their day, because they really, really, really need your support. And on top of this awful sickness that they're going through, they have so many thoughts running through their minds. They're about to become a mother, and their first experience with motherhood is one of the worst experiences that you can have. So that's where I'm going to leave that. I hope that if you've dealt with this, that this helps you. I want you to know you're not alone in it, and you're going to get through it. At the end, you're going to have this tiny little person that's going to make you feel more loved than you ever imagined. I look at my daughter now and I could just cry, because she's just the most amazing little person, and everything that she does, I'm proud of her and just so amazed by. And the second that she was born, any thought or negativity about pregnancy I had was gone. Obviously enough to have wanted to put myself through it again to have my son. I was just lucky enough to not have the Hyperemesis Gravidarum in the second pregnancy. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope this helped anyone that's going through this, or if you're looking to get pregnant and you don't know some of the things that can happen. It is something that's very real. It can be pretty common. Morning sickness itself can be just as debilitating. So please be there for that person. Be there for yourself. Be there for your other half. And just really help them through this tough time, because they've got more than just this morning sickness going on. And you could really, really, really help them through it, and just be there for them. That's all they ask. Just help them through it. So I'm going to let you guys go. My husband's going to be home in a minute, and we're going to go do some last minute Christmas shopping. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys again later. Have a great night.